Hi, Genki Call here, and it's the end of campaign. The last campaign is over. We have a week cooldown before the next one starts, and that means no more random lycanthropy gems. No more random gems. Thank you, God. Done with them. We will still get them from troops that create them, but no more randomly spawning out of nowhere. Thank goodness. I'm so done with them. Okay, so let's get on to the Monday tasks. First things first, let's see. I will not be using any event keys. However, that is because I have every single one of the troops. So let me show you what event keys will get you. We'll go in here. We'll go over here. We'll sort by, not troop types, kingdoms. Pan's Vale, please. There we go. So, this is sorted by base rarity. You can get everything you see here, except you cannot get anything from the Warrens from event keys. You will not get Luna or Lapina Knight or the Bunnycorn, or there's one more. There it is, the Trickster. Those 4 troops you have to get with your Chaos Shards from the Warrens down in the Underworld. The rest of these, absolutely you can get. And there are a few of these that you absolutely, well, there's one in particular that you absolutely have to have because it is one of the best event troops that you can possibly have, and that is the Blade Dancer. If you do not have the Blade Dancer, you absolutely need to get him because he is amazing in events. When you boost this is boosted by all enemy armor, and when they've got hundreds of armor, it just strips every bit of it off. Because you have those medals or badges, it's just gonna blow through your competition. He is really good. He starts with 50% mana, and then he has 20% chance to dodge skull damage, so he's an absolute must. A lot of people love Vanessa. She is good at the higher levels because she deals damage equal to the enemy's attack. So if the enemy has 100 attack, you're going to do 100 damage, even if you should only usually do 50. So that's something to keep in mind. She starts empowered. That is something people really like about her. I haven't used her much, but she is a good troop. And the magic link, the bonus purple mana for your team, is very nice. So you match 3 and you get 4 because of the magic link. Okay? Alright, let's see what else we've got here. One of my favorite mythics in the game, and that is something many people agree with. The Wild Queen is something you definitely want to go for. She is amazing. So she not only steals attack from the enemy you choose, she's also going to give it to the first ally. So your hero or whoever's in your first slot is going to get the attack that she steals. So you're boosting their attack, and then she's going to create a mix of 22 skulls and green gems. Even if her magic is dropped to 0 because she's webbed, she's still going to do this. And so that can create a lot of looping going on, and I will show you a team with her. I have a wonderful team with her. It's one of my favorites. I use it with Explore 12s. All wild folk allies gain 2 attack at the start of every turn, which is okay. Summon a Bone Storm, which is fine because we're doing lots of skull damage with this. And then allied wild folk gain 2 life. Now, another mythic that I personally really enjoy is Pan. Not every YouTuber agrees with this. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen any YouTubers say that they like Pan, but I love Pan personally. He does damage to 3 random enemies, knocks them to the back. This is what I love. All wild folk allies gain 1 life and magic when matching 4 or more gems. When you're using Pan with Queen Beetrix, who gets looping over and over and over again with all of those match 4s, this number here is going to jump. It's going to jump sky high. So I love Pan personally, and I will show you a team with him as well. Let's go in here. There are none. Oh wait, there is one I don't own yet, but I will shortly. We're going to do that in just a bit. So that's what you have for your event keys this week. King Silenus is nice with the Pan team because it's all wild folk allies start with 50% mana. I use him specifically for that purpose and not for the damage that he does. So, let me see now. I'm going to need to remember to show you those two teams, and then also Monday stuff. First things you should be worried about after you use your event keys here. Then go into troops. No, not troops. My bad. Shop. Weekly event. And grab your troop of the week. I personally love to get enough to get this up to Mythic, and it will show you when you get to Mythic here at the bottom. See right there? So that is a guaranteed Mythic for your kingdom. For when you need to get your power levels up, you're going to want to have as many Mythic level troops as you can because you'll get hung up on leveling otherwise. And I get 32 Arcane Swamp trait stones out of it, not to mention the gold and the keys along the way. So I like to do this every week, get them up to Mythic status, and get those extra resources there. Now, something you absolutely don't want to miss, go into resources, into Spoils of War, and get all 10 of these that you're limited to, if possible. There's no better value for event keys than 1800 glory for 10 event keys is amazing. So be sure to grab that. I've mentioned before that my eldest went in and got her 10 event keys and she got a mythic out of it. Not recently, but it's been about a month, but it's fantastic. Don't forget to do that. Now, let's see. In the Soulforge. So, in the Soulforge, we've got some interesting stuff. Let's go down in there. Soulforge. Okay, let's get to it. We've got the web spinner, which is a legendary, but is a really awesome legendary. Would I craft it? I don't know. It's been a long time, but the web spinner, the big thing about the web spinner is the fact that he does triple skull damage to poisoned and webbed enemies. If he's at the front of your team, he's going to be doing web when he hits them. Unless they're immune to it, he's going to be doing triple damage on every hit as long as he's traded. I don't think much about his spell, but this triple skull damage is intense, and it can cost you if you're fighting him. And it can win things for you if he's on your team. So, something to keep in mind. I don't know that I would spend 800 diamonds to get him if I were in a place that I didn't have him yet, but it's something to keep in mind. I will be coming back to the imps later in a different video. They are legendaries, legendary. Leonis Tower is always in here. Zathenos is always in here. So, Enraged Kurandara, Zul'Goth, and Hatir and Scroll, the Ascendant and Reborn boss troops are also always here. So let's go over the actual mythics that we've got. Scorpius. Scorpius does damage to the last two enemies, and if they're poisoned, he just straight off kills them. This is really great, but you have to have somebody on your team that poisons, because he doesn't have a trait that poisons unless he's doing skull damage, and I would never put him at the front of my team. All brown allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn. That can be really, really useful, depending on whether or not you have the Archduke. So the combination of +1 to magic for all brown enemies and the Archduke, who has a percentage chance equal to his magic to destroy them, it's really powerful. And then he gains 3 magic when his turn begins as well, so it can be, if your battle goes on long enough, he's going to be to the point where he can insta-kill. But it's more useful in a delve type setting where the magic is going to be boosted, or if you're in an event where the magic is boosted. So I have the Archduke. The only time I've ever used him is in conjunction with Scorpius during an event, and it worked very nicely. But coming back to Scorpius, you have to have somebody on your team that poisons, and you want somebody that can poison the entire team. So we're talking Euryale, which is another mythic whom I don't have, or what I've been doing since I don't have Euryale is using Magnus. And Magnus is a legendary that will poison all of the enemies when he casts. The thing you have to watch out for is that there are troops that are immune to poison. So you have to curse them first in order to... See where I'm going with that? So Scorpius is kind of situational. He's cool to have, but I was going to craft him, and I decided not to, and I happened to get him from a legendary task. So that's how I know kind of how he works. I haven't used him much, to be honest. I'm really glad I didn't craft him at that time. So the voice of Orpheus, I don't have him. I hear that he's pretty useless. The boosted by all ally mana, even if they're all at full mana, is just not going to do a lot of damage. And the only thing I can really say about him is it's kind of nice that he cleanses all allies when you match yellow gems. If you're matching lots of yellow gems, the only thing I can really say that I love about the voice of Orpheus is that he's good looking. He's quite nice looking, but that's about all I can say about him. I don't own him. I'm just telling you my impressions off of what I see and what I've heard. The Wild Queen. Did I go over this? I'll go over it again. So the Wild Queen is fantastic. I absolutely love her. I'm going to show you a team in just a little bit, but she's just amazing. Love her. And lastly, no, we already went over the Archduke. I do have him. I don't have a team put together for him because, like I said, I've only used him in an event once with Scorpius. So let me grab my tributes here. Let's see, we are in Pan's Vale, so that works. I will start an Explorer here at level 12, and I will show you my favorite Wild Queen team. Wild Queen, where are you? Nope, yep, there it is. Alright, so with this team, I recommend that you use a class with Nature's Aura. Nature's Aura gives you a Leaf Storm when you start out. There are 4 classes that I know of right offhand that give Nature's Aura. Let me give you a visual here. Nature's Aura gives you a Leaf Storm at the start of the battle. So for 8 turns, so to speak, you get 4 turns and your enemy gets 4 turns, and then it goes away. You'll have more green gems falling than any others. But I'm going to use Warden for this example because I need to level it. But you can also use, there's Archer, and there's Orb Weaver, and there's, yeah, hold on, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Archer, Orb Weaver, all of the, I want to say elf, yeah. All of the elf ones have Leaf Storm. So Archer, and sorry I'm taking so long, Orb Weaver, Shaman, those 3, and Wardens. That makes 4. Perfect. Alright, now that I have digressed for long enough, let's go ahead and show you this team in action. I will put the team code in the description box below. If you want to change the class, absolutely feel free. It's not going to affect it as long as you've got that Leaf Storm. It will be really efficient because of all of the green gems falling when I blow off Leprechaun, which I didn't even have to do. This is Faunessa I was telling you about that starts empowered. So alright, I'm going to go ahead, and there's no point in trying to steal attack from somebody who has 0 attack, so don't bother casting on the first slot here if they are entangled. I think all 4 of the classes I just mentioned can start with the entangle. which is really great for a skull spamming team. So anyway, I'm going to cast here. The Maraji Queen starts all elementals with 50% mana, which is how she's gotten full so quickly. And also, with all of the green that she's creating, I can take all of that green and turn it into Doomskull. So that's the synergy with these two is beautiful. If I can just get alignment here. Oops, oops, look. It turned into a light storm. Who did that? Ah, I was slow. Okay, and then the Doomed Axe changes all of the purple into Doomskull. So we've got 3 skull spammers here. They're all Doomskulls. No, hers are not Doomskulls. That's right. I'm gonna hit him because he is Hunter's Mark. That means extra damage. What did you just do? Okay. Let me see. Do that. Well, fine. There we go. Stalled out a little bit there. No. Okay, we've got an L shape here for Maraji Queen, so we'll blow that off. Kapow! Wahahaha! And then we've got the purple alignment here, so we'll do this. Boom. Boom. Gone. This is a really effective level 12 Explore team. I really enjoy it. I don't know how the Pan team works on level 12, but we'll try it. Let me see. I am going to use this one because I can replace it very quickly. So we're going to edit the team. Do I want to stay with Warden? I don't know. I'll see in a minute. Let's see. Pan. I like to put Pan here, and then I like King Silenus for the 50% mana start, and then I will change, that's right, the class is Bard. Bard. Equip. And then Queen Beetrix, absolutely. If you don't have Queen Beetrix, you could try Luna in here, but she will mana block Pan a little bit. And then for the weapon, you can use the Mountain Crusher is great here, or you can use the Glaive of Many Goats. So the Glaive of Many Goats is in the Soulforge right now. It does damage to an enemy boosted by wild folk allies, which is all of them. So 4 times 6 is an extra 24 damage. And then creates yellow and green gems. And we've got lots of light yellow and green here. So there is another, I forgot to go over the weapons. There is another one in here. Let's go over the weapons very quickly before I forget again. Soulforge weapons. So for the weapons, we've got the sleigh bells, which is, it's okay. I think more than anything, this is going to be fun to use at Christmas time. I've seen somebody use this on their team at Christmas time just because sleigh bells, sleigh, like riding in the snow on a sleigh. And then, anyway, I don't know that it's worth 300 diamonds to me, but it's there. Loot of the Vale is one of those Pan's Vale, or one of those kingdom-specific weapons that is only 75 diamonds. I am not collecting these yet. I have a ton of weapons from Pan's Vale, so I don't need it to increase my power in the kingdom. So I'm not going to be crafting this one. It's only 75 diamonds, but how many do I have? I only have 1,000 diamonds right now. Dustbringer's always there. The Doomed Rod is in the tower event right now. You buy some levels in the tower event and you will get the Doomed Rod, and you won't have to spend 800 diamonds to get it. You know, it looks okay. I don't really care about the Dooms in general unless they create skulls. Those are my favorites. Those seem to be the most interesting. But the Glaive of Many Goats, which I just mentioned, is here, and it uses brown and red, And then the Radiant Jewel basically does the same thing. It does damage boosted by Pan's Vale allies, the same boost ratio, and it creates green and yellow gems for each Pan's Vale ally once again. But it uses red and blue. No, I can't even speak. Red and purple. Sorry. It uses red and purple. So it just depends on what kind of colors you need. I might actually use this instead of the Glaive of Many Goats. I'll have to get in there and see in a moment. But Yasmin's Pride is a really nice weapon, especially for events. It eliminates all armor from an enemy and gives all allies life boosted by the armor eliminated. So that's really nice. It's really great in events as well. The Glaive of Many Goats already went over. The Prism Staff, apparently I crafted this at some point. Choose a color, remove all gems of that color, deal scatter damage boosted by the gems removed. So if you remove 10 red gems, you're going to do an extra 20 damage, but it's extra 20 scatter damage, which means it's going to be dispersed amongst all of the enemies. So that makes it a little less interesting to me, but I believe that it also self-enchants. I'm pretty sure, yes, it enchants itself, so that's pretty nice. It could be useful in events. I'm not sure. I haven't actually used it. So let's go back here and I'll show you that team. Alright, so actually I am going to change from the Glaive of Many Goats to the other one because it uses some different colors. I think I will. Let's double check. I need Pan's Vale. There it is. I love the Garland Staff. It's too bad it's not in the Soulforge. It's one of my favorites. I love the Garland Staff. Okay, so Radiant Jewel is red and purple. And I would rather use that because that way I'm not blocking Pan with the brown. I'm only blocking King Silenus, and I don't really care about his spell. So that's perfect. I'm going to use this instead. And then Banner will do minus red. And maybe green and brown? Is there one that does that? No. Okay, let's try this then. Blue and purple, no. Blue and green minus... Yeah, sure, we'll do that one. Okay, let's try this. I don't know how this is going to do on a level 12. I've never tried it. But I do know that, just in general, it's a fun team to use. It works nicely. It's in delves, and it's very fast in delves. And let's see, this does... It's going to give me an extra 18 green and yellow gems. Perfect. Green and yellow. So I think that the Lapina Bunny is probably... Lapina Knight, sorry. Lapina Knight is probably my biggest problem over here. And we're just going to mess with them a little bit here. Match 4. Now Queen Beetrix really is the star of the show. But Pan is kind of fun to have in there just to mess things up. Now, every time I get a match 4, this number is going up, this purple number, for every one of my troops. So he's already up to 121 damage. Now it's 123 and 125. It's going up by 2 every single time we make a match 4, which is all the time with Queen Bee. Oh, he went and... Okay. I'm going to break that. And then... Get some mana here. That. Oops. We stalled out. Why did I do that? Come on, Ice Track. There we go. That's okay. We'll do this. Whee! That should be good enough. There we go. I guess it'll work okay. It's not as fast, but you know, if you're not comfortable with skull spamming, that is something to consider. So next up, we have a couple more things. So be sure to get into the dungeon and do your fights down here, get your diamonds, and get your gem bounty, which will be 25 gems. Then also do the adventure board, which has got some gems on it. Not a lot, it's only 10, but sorry, 15. It's only 15, but that's 15 more gems than you would have if you didn't do it. And then head into your guild and do your tasks. So I always donate 700. Wait a minute. 700,000. I can do this. I limit myself to 700,000 a week, and then go all in on Guild Wars week. And last week I did almost 10 million gold. So there we go. And then my other guildies will work on this stuff as well. We kind of have an agreement that we'll stick to 700,000 a week, and then all of us go in for legendary tasks during Guild Wars week. So that's what we've got from Monday's task and the Soulforge. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. I'll be back with Tower of Doom teams in just a bit. Alright, bye-bye.